Welcome back to the final part of this beginner-friendly Blender tutorial. So today we're going to texturize everything, we're going to do the lighting, we're going to do the camera, and we're also going to render it all. And by the end of this, you're going to have your final product and probably your first ever Blender render, which is very, very exciting, and I am excited to see what you make. Once again, you can send me your finished renders. I would love to see them and see what you've created from this tutorial. Alright, let's jump straight into Blender. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and texturize everything, and this is the best part. Just make sure you've saved everything. So to texturize everything, change your viewport to the material preview and you'll see everything is white and it looks great. So we're going to start with something maybe a little bit easy, and we might start with the roof tiles just there. So click down here to material properties and you want to go new, and we want to name this roof tile. You can change the base color here, so we might go with a lavender purpley color. There are all these options down here that you can change. What we're going to do is we're going to turn down the roughness and we're going to turn up the metallic just a little bit. As you can see, if we turn the roughness all the way up, really rough, all the way down, super plasticky. So just a little bit. And then a little bit of metallic to it. You can click these tiles and then you can click roof tile, just like that. So now you can see that. There's a few ways to do texturizing as well, like we can go in and add nodes and change up the colors. So I think we do that now for the wood. So we'll just click the wood and we'll go new, and we want to say this is wood 1. So we're going to go a bit to the shading tab because we're going to add in some nodes. So you'll see here the principled BSDF, which is what is over the side as well. We're going to add in some nodes just to add in the wood texture. So we're going to go to color ramp, and then we're going to also add in a noise texture. I'm going to plug the factor into the factor and then the color into the base color. We are then going to change this. I'm wanting like maybe a lighter brown, and this one I'm wanting to be like a little, just like that. So we want it to be on 3D. I'm going to turn up the scale. As you can see, the colors are changing there, and we're going to add in some detail. And we're also going to start to distort it. And I want a wood texture, so I'm actually going to turn down the scale. We can also click the top here and we can select wood 1 on that one as well. We'll do the door frame in the wood as well, and then we'll do maybe like a wood 2, and we'll make this one darker. So same thing again, we can go color ramp and then we can go noise. I actually leave it like that, kind of vibing with that. And then also, just to add a little bit of cohesiveness, you can add in the extra wood elements. So we'll do a very similar technique for the grass. We'll just call this grass. We'll add in the color ramp, and then we're going to add in a Voronoi texture. We're going to keep this on 3D. We're going to change this to smooth F1, and then we are also we're just going to change in the colors here. We want like a little bit of a lighter. I usually keep it like super random, and then also the smoothness. So this is what my grass is looking like. Now we'll just go in and do the dirt, and I'm just going to do it one color. So we're just going to go in and do probably that color, and we want to turn up the roughness. So as you can see, we can turn it into chocolate plastic looking dirt, or we can turn it right up. So I'm just going to turn the roughness up just like that. Which looks, now something I like to do is reuse a lot of the textures. So say this house is made out of wood, maybe they built this house out of the local trees. So maybe we also make this tree with the same wood texture. Now because this tree is linked, they will share properties. So now you can see the beautiful wood texture on there, and it kind of brings in a story, makes it a little bit more cohesive. We have a lot of light green down here, so I'm going to add in maybe like this is going to be a tree green. And I think it's going to just be darker. And then we'll also change this to leaf green. And we might just make this a little bit lighter. Just like that. So now we can go in and see what we want to do with everything. Like, do we want a cohesive purple going? So I think I do. So I'm going to just change a few of these to the roof tile purple. And then I want the house to be a creamy color, I think. Oh yeah, like that. I quite like that. It's very cute. We're going to go in and also do the bricks, and the bricks could be maybe like a grey, and then we'll just turn the roughness up. Oh, I like that. I might also just reuse the stone. Maybe the door handle is also made out of the same material, so we'll do that. And yeah, I'm very liking that. It looks very good. I am going to add in, we go there, we're just going to add in the light coming through. We're going to go to base color. I'm just going to turn it a little bit yellow. I'm going to go into emission. I'm going to turn it all the way down, pull this into yellow, and turn up the emission just a little bit. We just save it. Now you can see it's glowing. So if you've just changed your mode, this is probably the first time it's like all felt really real. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'm very happy. So now we're going to play around with the camera and the lighting. You can go and decorate as much as you want, add whatever you want to your house. And I would also love for you to send me your houses. You can tag me on Instagram or wherever. I would love to see them. But yeah, you can add whatever you want. You can keep going. You can add more trees and just use the similar techniques that we've been using. So now we're going to go into the lighting and the camera. So if you select the camera, we're going to go into view, and then we're going to go into camera mode, and we're going to click 0 on our numpad. Now that is not exactly the angle that I've been dreaming of, but this is. So I kind of like it like this. Then I'm going to deselect this so that the camera stops moving with my mouse. But I just find that's the easiest way to do it. We're going to delete this light. We're going to go into edit, preferences, add-on, and make sure lighting, try lighting is on. This is an easy way to understand lighting as a beginner. I'm still learning lighting. I feel like lighting is something you're just always developing in. But yeah, try lighting is definitely really helpful, especially when you're starting. So we're going to select the main house. We're going to go Shift A, we're going to go down to light, and we're going to add in the 3-point light. So now you will see it's added in all these 3 lights. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring them a little bit down, just like that. This light here is an area light, and you can change the lighting properties just here. So we're going to turn this up to maybe 250, and you can actually put it in this mode. Hopefully this doesn't start making you feel sick as you're watching. We're going to turn up this area light as well. It's maybe a little much. And then this one we might turn up to 200. What I might do is turn this one to a sun, turn it to maybe 2, and then change the color to a little bit orange, because the sun is not just white, you know? So that's a really nice color. And I might even just move it a little bit forward, just like that. So usually during this process, what I do is I'll turn down the renders. So they're currently at like 200. I turn them down to about 20, and I just start to render it just to see what it looks like and what I need to change. And obviously when I add in more samples, the render looks better, but that just gives me a good idea of like what the lighting is looking like. And I'm actually quite happy with the lighting. There's a little bit of shadowing going on, but I think it's looking quite good. I do think I want to change the camera angle though. So if we go 0, back to camera, I just felt like the side of the house was like the main thing on display. So we'll go there, and I'm just going to move this one behind, just like that. What are you on? Yeah, so I'm quite liking that. I think it's really good. I'm going to go back over to the render properties, and we're going to change this back up. You can change it to whatever you want. I usually put it at 200, and then when I do the final one, I usually set it at about 1000. It just takes longer to render. That's why I do that. So it's currently also sitting on a gray background. You can change the color of the world if you want to. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to add in a plane, and this is a technique that I feel like everyone uses because it's so good. And the plane, I'm just going to press 1 just to bring it up. We're just going to scale it, and then we're just going to rotate it just a little bit. We're going to go into edit mode. We're going to go to edge select. We're going to select that edge, extrude it, and we're going to pull it up just like that. What you can also do is you can select this one, Control B to bevel it, and then it rounds it out. And then it's a backdrop, and we're just going to render it. Congratulations on making it to the end. I am so proud of you. I know Blender can be very overwhelming. There's so many things going on, and it's very different if you've come from a different software like Adobe or anything like that. Like the hotkeys are different and everything is just a little bit crazy. But I'm very proud of you for getting this far. I'd love to see your renders, so you can tag me up on Instagram if you want to, and I will definitely comment on them and show them some love. Let me know if you have any questions or any other tutorials you want me to make, and just leave that in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will now see you in the next video.